Just at the end of the Fox's Lane here, in a field of wheat. So far through sort of the top end of the Rosedale Rd and Fox's Lane, I've seen mainly barley and chickpeas. This is the second field of wheat I've seen in here. Looks pretty good. Yield wise, you'd have to put, oh gee, it's got 2 tonne written all over it. 2 tonne to the acre. Keep moving down, I'll sort of head west from here now for, I don't know, 50 or 60, 70 k's. About halfway down the Sunbury Dunmore Rd, heading towards Currugundi. I thought I'd better pull up and have a look at this. I hadn't seen wheat for a while. There's that much barley up here. There's a good field here. It's pretty representative of what I've seen so far. I'm sure it is. Some of the other wheat I've seen so far. But there's that field behind me. I'll put this down. There's just opposite the one I was looking at. It's obviously doing it a little bit tougher, a little bit more advanced. Just starting to turn in the odd place, unless it's diseased, but no, it looks like it's starting to turn. I'll just grab about 40 grain heads, trying to fill 3 wide, they're not trying to overfill. Doesn't look like they're going to pinch anything off here. The ground's not as cracked as what it was in some of the other fields I've been in today, so it should finish okay. Just getting towards the Currugundi end of the Sunbury Dunmore Rd now, near a place called Ganiana. Another crop of barley here. It's good barley. Haven't seen too many bad ones yet. There's going to be some barley about up in this area. I'm just down the Sandholes Rd. This is about as far north as I'll get today. Just in another field of barley. It doesn't look any worse than any of the other stuff we've seen further south. Flies are worse. I'd hazard to put a yield on it. It's pretty hard to tell, but a few of their larger heads are pinched off at the top, but they're not too bad. The later ones may not come through. They've got a bit of a twist in them already. So you could be looking at maybe 2.2 tonne to the acre. I'll keep heading west from here before heading south again. Okay, we're probably about 15 k's down the Sandholes Rd now, and the crops are starting to taper off now quite quickly the further west we go. Well, they're not poor crops, but they're not great crops. You know, you're only talking a tonne, maybe 1.2 tonne to the acre sort of thing. Maybe better in some cases and maybe less in some cases. But the plant itself doesn't seem to have overly tilled and isn't trying to fill, you know, like so many grains wide that it's going to fail and produce a heap of screening, so it shouldn't be too bad. Obviously around the edge of the paddocks it's worse where the trees are. Yeah, I'll keep heading west. I'll pull up again in another 10 or 15 k's. Probably about 5 k's west of where we were a second ago, looking at that bit of wheat, into some chickpeas. There's a few big fields of chickpeas here. And not as good as the ones further east as you'd expect, but still pretty good. They're finished flowering and potting up nicely. Okay, probably about another 10 k's further west of where we were a minute ago with the chickpeas. And for most of those 10 k's there was chickpeas either side of the road. Just into some more red wheat now. Looks pretty much the same as the other crop. It's, you know, not as great around the edges, but it's not a bad crop once you get into it. Probably, you know, similar yield, tonne and a half. 1.2, 1.5 tonne of the acre, something like that. Bit thin on the edge here. Ground's cracking. It's getting a bit dry. But overall it looks pretty good. For out here it looks exceptional. Just starting to head south now towards Weemallah, sort of just south of Ballarang Homestead. You've got another field of wheat. It looks like the row spacings on this crop's a bit wider. It's the head size is nice, that's for sure. Hard to tell exactly what the yield will be from the row spacings, but it's probably going to go a little less than that last field we were looking at, but still a fairly good crop. I'm southwest of Weemallah now, sort of about 10 k's down the Currugundi Lane. There's been a lot of fallow country here, like what's on the other side of the road here, most of the way so far, and this is the first sort of field of wheat that I've been able to see. Okay, this is just another 5 or 10 k's further south of that last field, and yeah, it looks like it's doing it about as tough as the other one, so obviously it starts to taper off quite quickly as you head west from here. Righto, getting towards the end of the Currugundi Lane now. The crop's a bit better here, predominantly wheat. Haven't seen any chickpeas or barley for a while down through here. This is probably one of the better fields of wheat I've seen just in the last few days. So, it's not brilliant, like, you know, it's still got a tonne of wheat oil on it, easy enough. And it's got, you can see from the road as you go past, you know, the fields are very variable, you know, there's good bits and bad bits in the field. I only drove a couple of k's. This is right at the end of the Currugundi Lane. Just starting to head west. It's the latest crop I've seen by a long shot. Judging by the amount of rain they've had out here, I've got my doubts it would even make it. But